Good morning children. Welcome again to the new session of social lesson. Today we will learn the remaining part of the social lesson that we were doing in the last class, isn't it? So we were doing about the heat zones. We learned about the heat zones. We learned about the torrid zone. We learned about the temperate zone. We learned about the polar zone. And that in previous class, that's in the last lesson, we learned about the torrid zone, that is the equatorial region. We learned about the Democratic Republic of Congo. After that, we came to a new lesson, Greenland. That belongs to which region? Polar region. Greenland, the land of ice and snow, isn't it? We learned about Greenland, the land of ice and snow. The land of ice and snow. So, this region comes under polar region, isn't it? So, we were learning about the climate. So, when I told you, when we are learning about a particular country, we should know everything regarding that country, isn't it? So, this Greenland, which is here, you see, most part of this Greenland comes under Arctic region. So, it is always covered with snow. So, when it is always covered with snow and ice, so we must know about its climate. When it is covered with snow and ice, what it will have? Its climate will be very cold. The winters are very cold, very severe, dark. In that way, we learn. Summers, they last only for 2 to 3 months, and that too only very few rays pass. And the sun does not rise above the horizon. In that way, we learned about the climate of that region. It is covered with ice throughout the year. So, in that way, we learned about the climate, then we learned about the vegetation. Vegetation means plant life. When it is totally covered with ice throughout the year, how can we expect any type of forest or any type of plants growing there? So, only a small part, with the southwestern part, in summers they grow some crops like potato or like that. And what happens here is they have some shrubs, bushes, lichens, this type of things are found. So, that is about the vegetation. Then we came to the wildlife. So, wildlife of the people, wildlife is the animals which we find there, we have lot of fur on them, lot of furry coat on them, so that they have to protect themselves from severe cold. So, in that way, some polar bears, some huskies, dogs are found which have lot of fur, seals, these type of animals are found in this region. So, that is all about the wildlife. So, I told you when we are learning about a particular country, we should know everything regarding that country. We should know the climate, we should know the vegetation, we should know the wildlife. Now, we will learn something about the people there. The people, what kind of people live in their places. So, today we will learn about the people. We will learn about the people of that place. So, we will learn about people. Now, what are the people there? The Eskimos are, the people who live there are called as Eskimos. Now, these Eskimos are the original inhabitants of Greenland. So, these Eskimos are the original inhabitants of Greenland, and they are also called as Inuits. So, these are the original inhabitants. They use it originally, they use it to live in Greenland. These are the Eskimos. They are also known as Inuits. They are hunters. What type of people are these? They are hunters. They are hunters. They hunt animals which are found in that region, isn't it? Which polar region, whatever animals are found there, they can hunt those type of animals, isn't it? So, they are hunters. They hunt animals that are found in that region, and they take up fishing also. They take up fishing also. They take up fishing also. So, this is the people. The original inhabitants of Greenland are Eskimos. They are also called as Inuits. Now, what do these do? They hunt animals which are found in that region. So, what do they do after hunting? The skin of the animal is used for making clothes. They make clothing with the skin of the animals they hunt. What do they do with the skin of the animal? skin of the animals are used for making clothing. Are used for clothing. That is making of clothes. Next, the fat of that animals is used as a fuel. Fat is used as fuel. Means fuel in the sense they will have to light some lamps in their houses. So they use that fat of these animals as a fuel. For example, during Diwali, you burn diyas in front of your houses. You light the diyas and keep them, isn't it? So to make that diya burning, what you will do? You will be pouring ghee in it or oil in it. So that oil or ghee is what? It is the fuel to that diya, isn't it? In the same way, these people, they use the fat of the animal as fuel. Do you know what is the fat? Below your skin there is another layer, white layer will be there. That is said to be the fat. Even in animals, they have a fat layer, and moreover, these animals are in the polar regions. So the animals of the polar region, they have very thick layer of fat because they have to protect themselves from the severe cold. That is why they have a very thick layer of fat, and that fat they use as a fuel. So the skin of the animal is used to make clothes. The fats of the animals is used as fuel, and they used, now they are hunting animals, isn't it? So how they hunt animals? They used bows and harpoons. For hunting animals, they use bows. Hunting animals, they use it. Hunting animals, they were using bows and bows and harpoons. Now what is this harpoon? It is a spear-like thing, which big one. You know, they have to hold in their hands and the end will be very sharp. It's like this. The end will be very sharp. So if they hold and throw it like that and aim the animal, it will go and strike the animal, isn't it? So in that way they use it to do hunting. So they were using bows and harpoons to hunt animals. They used. So to hunt animals, they used it to roam from one place to another place, isn't it? They used to move from one place to another place to hunt animals. So by moving, they use sledges as the transport. I told you, sledges means the carts we don't have wheels. So they are used mostly in the polar regions where totally the ground is covered with the snow. So they use sledges for transport. What do they use? Sledges for transport. Sledges for transport. They were using sledges for transport and a boat called as kayak for fishing. And they use boats. They use boats called kayaks for fishing. What are they used? Kayaks for fishing. So in this way, they used to hunt animals. They use it to sledges for transport. For moving from one place to another, they use it boats called as kayaks for fishing. And now, while roaming around, what happened was, they were roaming, isn't it? They were not settling at one place. While roaming around, they have to move from one place to another, isn't it? When they are moving from one place to another, they use it to make temporary houses to live. And those temporary houses were called as igloos. Houses of Eskimos were called as igloos. They use temporary houses to live in, and those are called as igloos. And these igloos were made with the blocks of ice. Do you understand? They were made with the block of ice. They were round dome-shaped houses. So they are called as igloos. Now, here however they were roaming here and there, no? So the igloo means for them a house made of either ice, bricks or wood. So an igloo in their mind is either it is built with ice blocks, wood or bricks. So in that way they lived in the temporary houses made of igloos. And in summer, when summer came, until their summer is very short period of time. So when there is summer, they use it to shift in leather tents. So in summer summer they use it to shift in leather tents. Summer means again what will happen? Little bit as they are living in the houses made of ice blocks, it will melt, no? That is why they shift in the leather tents in summer. So this way these are the houses in which the Eskimos live are called as igloos. Igloos are made up of house made of a brick, wood or ice blocks, and next they use it to shift in their leather tents in summer. Now these Eskimos, they did not like to be called as Eskimos because they were called Inuits. They did not like to be called as Eskimo because the meaning of Eskimo is eaters of the raw meat. So they did not like that name Eskimos and they preferred to be called as Inuits. Isn't it? So this is about the people. Still next coming, most of the village people, what happened is they started living settled life. After all this what happened, they led a settled life. They lived in small towns and cities. They started living. Now they are living a settled life. Now first they were nomadic people. They were roaming from one place to another. But present they have leading a settled life. So they live in small cities and towns in groups and mostly on the sea coast here. See here, this whole part is covered with snow and ice, whereas only small part is having population here. So they live near the sea coast. So these people started living near the sea coast and they used to go for hunting for several days. A long big trip. They went for hunting for a long trip. For several days they went for hunting. Several days. A long trip for hunting. So now they are using motorized boats. They are using motorized boats. They are using even the motor of these sledges. Motors are even fixed to the sledges to move fast, and they are using motorized boats. They are using. Now, what do the people do? The people, they wear clothes made of the skin of these animals, isn't it? So they wear the clothes that are made of the skin of these animals, that is skin and fur. They cover the head with a fur cap. They have to cover their head also. So they cover the head with a fur cap. So they are covering the head with a fur cap. They have to cover, and they wear double trousers. They wear trousers means pant, double trousers because it's very cold. So they have to wear double trousers and they have to wear very high boots. They have to cover their feet and leg. So they wear very high boots. So they wear the clothes made of fur and skin. They wear a cap on their head. They wear double trousers and they wear very high boots. At the same time, they wear a hooded jacket. Now what is a hooded jacket? For example, you see t-shirts nowadays, you are getting t-shirts, right? It is having one cap attached to it. So you cover it. You cover it to your head, that cap. Or if you don't want, you just remove backside and put it backside. Here also, that is said to be the hooded jacket. And the hooded jacket they wear is called as parkas. The hooded jacket is called as parkas. So hooded jacket is called parkas. They wear a hooded jacket known as parkas. So in this way they wear parkas, and men and women, children wear all these same type of dress only. They wear the dress made of animal skin, they wear a fur cap, they wear double trousers, they wear long boots, they wear a hooded jacket which is called as parkas. So in that way men, women, children all wear same type of dresses. So they have long boots made of skin of seal. Seal, it's an animal found in the polar region. So they wear the boot made of the skin of the seal so that their feet remain warm in this cold winter there, isn't it? Because they have to protect their feet also from that ice, snow. So they wear the boot which are made from the skin of seal. So in that way, this is about the people, what do they wear, and next, coming to the next part, that is, now here the Greenland is having a mixed population of Inuits and Europeans. Now this Greenland has a mixed population of Inuits and Europeans. Inuits and Europeans. So there is a mixed population of Inuits and Europeans here. So the total population of Greenland is 56,000. How much? 56,000 is the total population. How less amount figure is this one, you see? 56,000 population in India, even a very small town will not have this much population, isn't it? Such a low population this Greenland is having. Because of its extreme weather. Who can withstand such an extreme weather? Isn't it? Extreme climate. So in that way, this is the mixed population of Europeans and Inuits. There are only less than 56,000 population is there, which is very less than the population of a Indian town here. So we see almost the entire population. The entire population is found. The entire population is found near the western coast. Found near west coast. West coast. See here below this one. This is the west coast. The total population is in this place only. West coast we find total population of Greenland. See, this is the west coast here. Below the 66.5 degree this part. Only the whole population of Greenland we find only in the western coast of this Greenland. So the total population is 56,000 I told you. So now they are living in towns with some nice facilities like they have permanent houses, they have electricity, they have schools, they are having hospitals also. So now these people are living in the places where there is facilities like electricity they have schools, they have hospitals. In that way they are living in that places, permanent houses. Now the Nuuk, I told you, Nuuk is the capital city of Greenland, right? Nuuk is the capital city of Greenland and it is the largest populated and biggest town. And it is biggest town. Nuuk is the capital, isn't it? Nuuk is the capital city of Greenland with biggest population of 15,500. So this is the population of Nuuk. Nuuk is the capital city of Greenland, and this Greenland capital city Nuuk is having the population of 15,500, and another city is Sissuit, which is next biggest. Sissuit. Sissuit is the another one. This is another biggest country other than Nuuk in this place, in this Greenland, and it is having a population about 5,500. 5,500 people are there. This is the population of this another city in Greenland. The first city is Nuuk with a population of 15,500. Sissuit is the another city of Greenland which is having a population of 5,500. So here now the people are living in towns. They are having permanent houses. They are having electricity. They are having schools. They are having hospitals. So in this way, Nuuk is the capital city of Greenland which is having a population of 15,500. Next is Sissuit. It is having a population of 5,500. So, and this is the second biggest town. This is the second biggest town. This is the first biggest town of this place. Next, coming to the agriculture and industry. Now let us learn about the agriculture and industry. Let us learn about agriculture and industry of this place. We have to learn about the agriculture and industry. Now fishing, they do a lot of fishing here, no? Fishing is done on a large scale. So what happens here? Fishing is one of the main occupation. So fish processing is done here. So by doing fish processing, what happens here? This is a large industry here developed here where many people are engaged in that. So it gives lot of employment to many people. Fish processing industry, fish industry is well developed here. It gives employment to many people who are living there. Not only that, they also rear sheep in small numbers. Sheep is also fishing. Fish processing is done here. Fish processing is done here. This is the major industry that is found in Greenland. This is the major industry found in Greenland. Now, sheep are raised in small quantity. Here, small number. So, sheep are also raised in small number. This is also one of the occupation. Also raised in small number. So, this is about the industry and agriculture, and next a very part of the land is under cultivation. Very small part is useful for growing crop. Very small area, small part is used for growing. Part is used for growing, and mostly they grow potatoes. So small part is used for growing potatoes. That is the main thing that they grow there. So that is the small part where they grow potatoes, and small southwest is suitable for agriculture, so they are growing potatoes. Now many people work in mines and oil fields also. Many people here work in mines and oil fields. Work in mines and oil fields. Oil fields. Do you understand? They are used for growing potatoes. A small part of this southwest land is used for agriculture. So when they are doing agriculture, they are growing this potato. They are growing potatoes, and many people work in mines and oil fields. This is about the people and industry of Greenland. So in that way, you have learned about the country or about the place of polar region. So we were learning about the place that comes under polar region, that is Greenland, the land of ice and snow. So when we are learning about that country, we learned everything regarding that country, isn't it? We learned about the climate, we learned about the vegetation, we learned about the wildlife, then the people, isn't it? What are the people called there? Eskimos, Inuits are called as. All this we did. We learned about the agriculture and industry also. So this is all about the Greenland and the land of ice and snow. So with this we have finished this lesson. So have a nice day all of you. See you children in the next class.